So today we have another tier list video. It's about how I think the general design direction and the design of each spear is, not regarding the power. It's footage from my stream. I hope you enjoy it. I'm Mesmer, and without much further ado, let's jump right in. Tier list is about how I think the spears are in general designed. I wanted to talk about this because I feel like a lot of people say the power and how good they are in a special situation or game mode is really important. Yes, I agree, but I feel like we should also differentiate between how good a spear is just by the numbers and how well designed it is. So what's the design idea, how much I like it. And that's why I wanted to talk about this as well. No, I agree. I think, so let's start with Engineer Spear, if you are bringing that up now. So Engineer Spear, I think this design of the spear is really bad. I think the numbers in World versus World, PvP and stuff, in PvP not, but in World versus World, the numbers are actually crazy good. And I think it's also meta in PvE right now, because the numbers are good. But I think the design of this spear is, in my opinion, not very good. It's quite boring. You don't have anything special. It doesn't fill a niche that is especially needed on Engineer. I talked about this in my last stream. But I really think Engineer Spear missed its mark. I think it's not that good. I think it's one of the worst, if not the worst. For PvP, the numbers are bad. But like I said, it's more about the design. I think the design is so boring, at least in my opinion. Of course, that's just an opinion, but I think it doesn't have anything special. That's why I would put it in C tier. It's not total garbage. That's why I don't put it in D tier, but I would say it's definitely not, the best designed spear. I think that's all I have to say for Engineer. If I now talk about the opposite of that, I think Mesmer Spear, by design, not by the numbers, of course currently by the numbers, but also by design, is really fun. It's not a good spear in the, let's say, interaction-wise, because you have so much visual clutter, you have so much skills that you have to dodge in PvP. So definitely they should nerf it. I don't talk about the numbers here. I think the design of the spear is really good. I really enjoy Mesmer Spear. I think it's so fun. You have the combo 2, 4, 5, 5, 2. There's so many combos potential. It's crazy. It's really fun. I think that's definitely an S tier spear. Mesmer Spear, the combo is, of course, you start with 2 to get the clarity if you hit it. And then you can either do in PvP or World versus World, you would often do the 5 to get the stun on your teleport. And it resets the 2, so you can do the 2 again. If you want to play a little bit more aggressive and or you don't have the teleport up, or you don't want to teleport around, maybe you can get the empowered 4 skill, because then you get an emob and some really nasty illusions. It's especially strong on Chronomancer and PvP right now, because you get the Chrono Phantasma proc and a lot of boons from this. So I would do often 2, 4, and then you can do the 5 and the 2 again. So you have this as well. So this is the usual combo. So in PvE we would do the same. So you would start with 2, 4, 5, and the 2 again, and then you use your Signet heal to reset the 4, and you can do the 4 again. So you will spawn 4 illusions. But in PvP, I would say the combo is most of the time 2, 5, and then 2 again. And then you can do the 4. Yeah, that's the normal PvP combo. But I really like it. It's so fast-paced, it's really fun. Then let's talk about the Thief Spear next. I think the Thief Spear is really fun. It has some nice combos. I would put it in A tier. I think it's not crazy. It doesn't have that flashy animations, and I'm not a personal expert on Thief, but I think it's by design, it's nice. It's probably not the strongest, because you have, in competitive modes at least, you have a lot of so I think that's my place where I put it. Okay, let's get to a little bit interesting choices here. So I think the Ranger Spear is rather weak in most game modes. But I don't want to make a tier list about the power rating here. I want to make a tier list about the design. And I think the design is actually quite good. I think the design is good. You have stealth involved. You have some really nice flip over skills. I would say it's A tier as well. Yeah. So I tried Cutter for quite a few matches in PvP. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. You have a lot of burst. You have actually quite a lot of sustain. Yeah, but it was not that, impactful a lot of the times. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think the design is really good on Thief Spear, but it's not good for PvP and World versus World. That's fine. I think you don't have to design every weapon on every game mode. I think you should start by doing some really good ideas for PvP and World versus World, because then it will be fun in PvE most of the time as well. But I think it's fine if not every weapon is for every game mode. That's my opinion. Yeah, so I was just talking about that the Thief design is good, but it's not that strong in competitive modes. I think that's fine, the Spear. I think that's definitely okay. Also, the Ranger Spear is the same. I think it's not crazy. I think it's actually not run in any game mode, right, as a meta build right now. But it's good enough, I think, to... The design is good. I think if they buff the numbers, it would be okay. But yeah, that's just my opinion. And now to some really hot take. I think the Warrior Spear, even after the nerfs, is really warrior. It's like a warrior. I think for me, it's an S tier spear. It's not like it's flashy. It's not like it's strong anymore. But I feel like it's so fitting for warrior. That's my hot take. I think it's really fitting for warrior. I don't care about the power right now. I just say it's a fun concept. You have some nice evades. You have some ranged attacks. It's really fun. I think that's how a spear on warrior should be. I don't know what people want. That warrior doesn't have any animation on the weapons. That's normal. I think that's good. I think that's fine. I don't have much more to say about it. Now to Elementalist Spear. I think Elementalist Spear is good designed. Yeah, I agree that the really cool design, especially on the auto attacks, for example, for Ranger Spear, that you have a flip over skill. That you have some attacks that are ranged, and if you go into melee range, it will go melee. I think the warrior would be empowered by having the same, definitely. I think Elementalist Spear has some power issues. So it's in competitive modes bad, and in PvE it's actually good, but not crazy. Yeah, sure. And the design is really good. I really like the Elementalist design. It's the Black Mage, like in Final Fantasy, for example. You have some really nice AoE pressure. You have some really cool idea of getting some skills woven in. I really enjoy Elementalist Spear. Not about the power rating, but I really think it's an S tier spear. It's perfectly fitting to Elementalist. It's really cool. The animations are really flashy, really gorgeous. It's nice. I really like it. Yeah, I think that there are some targeting issues with the spear, but that's not the design, I would say. I think Grimchip talked a lot about how they could improve it, so be sure to check out his stream. But there are definitely a lot of problems with the spear, especially in competitive modes. You can't retarget, the ground targeting is so weird, and maybe some targets, it's really weird. I think it's really fun, but it's not. It could be much more fun if they improved the targeting problems. Definitely. Okay, so what do we have left? Revenant Spear. So Revenant Spear, okay. I think it's too slow for my opinion, but the design is really fun. So you have some stacks that you build up. You go more abysmal, whatever. It's really fun. You have some condi pressure. It's actually quite good in PvP. I think I would put it in in A tier. I think it's not crazy from the design, but it's actually fun. It has some really Revenant style. It's really good. Yeah, I definitely think that the Elementalist spear has potential if they improved it by quite a lot. You're definitely right there that there are some damage increase, maybe some more healing, definitely. But I would say it's the design is there, you know. I think the design is there, and that's the most important thing. And you can see, I put 7 classes in now, and 6 of them are in the top. So I think the design is really good. I think they just have to balance it correctly. I think the spear balance for warrior is actually okay. I think the Mesmer spear should go lower, Elementalist spear higher. You can see there's some problems here, but the general design direction of the spears is really good in my opinion. And I hope they continue to do this when they release something next expansion. Yeah. I think the Guardian spear is actually, from the design point of view, rather boring. It doesn't have that much Guardian style, you know. It's really strong right now, even after the nerfs. But I don't think the design of Guardian Spear is that crazy. You just attack a little bit. You don't have any fancy attacks. In my opinion, Guardian Spear is the worst of those, but it's still way better than the Engineer Spear. Maybe it's B tier, high B tier, low A tier. That's where I would put the Guardian Spear by design. Please be aware. I talk about the design here, not about the strength. So, and the last one we have left is Necromancer Spear. Oh, that's a tough one. I think the idea is really good. Some melee lifesteal thing, but I also think this has a lot of problems in PvP right now. And yeah, I think the problem with the Guardian Spear, to come back to that, is that it wants to be a support hybrid. And that's broken by itself, you know. So you have some support and you have some damage, which is problematic in the sense that if you go full offensive, you still get the support from the weapon. That's insane. So I think the design of the weapon is not clearly, you know, fleshed out. You don't know what they wanted to do with this. It's too strong right now, and I think it's also not. You don't know if it's a support weapon or hybrid or a damage dealer. I think it's in a tough spot. I think the design is also not the best, but it's still very good. You know, I really like the spear fragments coming down. I like the animation of the symbol. I think that's really cool. It's still a really nice weapon, and the Necromancer is actually, I think for me, Necromancer Spear is B tier, because I think it has some potential. It's really fun with the mechanic, with the lifesteal stuff. But I feel like only the 2 skill is really fun. The 4 skill is also good. And then the 3 and the 5 are completely useless after the nerfs. It's why would you press them? And most of the time, it's just really weak. You won't hit your interrupt. I think the design is lacking something. Yeah, I think it was the unique thing on the 5 that made the spear really interesting. It was not that good in PvP. And now they removed it in World vs. World and PvP anyways, so I think the spear is really lame from what it currently has from the power level. The design perspective is, yes, lifesteal is cool, but I think Necromancer has a lot of melee weapons actually. So I'm not sure which or at least power weapons. So I don't know what it wanted to be in the first place, because Dagger is also a melee weapon that does lifesteal. I'm not sure. It's really similar to Dagger, so I think they should have gone a little bit harder on some really cool idea of Necromancer Spear. So I would say that's what I see. A lot of good designs, but most of the time it's not crazy different. I think all the designs are really well rounded in the top. Yeah, I think they changed with the extirpation is definitely not the way to go. But I mean, I can't change it now. I think that's my opinion. They should revert it or do some improvements to the skill. I think they should rework the complete spear, to be honest. I think it's not good. I think all spears are by design good. I think I would let them like this. I have a lot of improvements to them for gameplay and power level. But the only two spears that I don't like the design that much is Engineer and Necromancer. I think the designs are rather boring and not that interesting. That's what I would say. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.